Hey, happy Monday. This is Crystal Cotton. Hey, have you wondered, what is Halloween all about anyway? Everybody has different views about it. Do you have a view of your own? Well, what I'm going to share today is just kind of how you might be able to leverage Halloween in a way that helps you personally and makes sense of it a little bit. So just a little, before we get in, a little about me. My name is Crystal Cotton. I am a full-time working mom of 2 boys. I'm a project manager, and I also have a side business as anti-aging and wellness. And so I'm on a journey to find the best me that I can be, and I just like to share as I go along this journey with everyone else in hopes they may help you too. So let's get into the content. So Halloween, okay? I remember when I was bringing my boys up, I just didn't know what to do with Halloween because it was like, wait a minute, isn't Halloween supposed to be like the devil's holiday? And how can I, as a Christian, have my kids out on Halloween? And then there's the whole, well, mommy, can I go trick-or-treating? Why can't I go trick-or-treating? Cause I don't know. So we finally caved and just said, okay, fine, we'll do trick-or-treating. It's all about really how you look at things and not really what everybody else says. And basically, we choked. So, but I have discovered on my journey, on my spiritual journey, that there are some benefits to Halloween, and there are some things that are going on that, traditionally as a Christian, or religious person, we don't touch, but we need to not be so detached from spirituality and spiritual things because we are spiritual beings. So, the first thing is just relax about it. Relax about it. I remember being so uptight about Halloween and just, not wanting the kids to go trick-or-treating and thinking it was just not, the thing that Christians do and all that. But then I started looking at Halloween. I was like, wait a minute. On Halloween, people behave more like Christians on Halloween than they do on Christmas. Because, the kids, people go, think about it. Okay, just hear me out. So Halloween, people go to the store, spend their own money, buy up a bunch of candy just so they can come home and give it away to complete strangers who are dressed up looking like fools. But Christmas, people are like trying to hold on to their money thinking, okay, I don't really need to buy a Christmas gift for that person because they didn't get me one last year. And I'm not getting them a Christmas present. What do you think they're going to spend on me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just literally, it's flipped. So I relaxed about it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, even on the government website, like the national, I can't remember, it's NI something H Gov, they talk about the impact of lunar phases and things like that on human physiology. Like everybody who has ever had, a woman who's pregnant around the full moon, even the doctors talk about the impact of a lunar cycle on reproductive cycles at least. But don't you think that if the moon and these different energy cycles affect you in the physiology where it comes to childbirth, that there might be a spiritual perspective? So if you go to sites, which I know no good God-fearing Christian would ever go to numerologist.com, but after you get through cussing me out, if you go to numerologist.com, which is the people who purport to know about these things, there is a common understanding that there is a thinning of the veil between physical world and spiritual world. Why are you in here? Physical, it's my son, ghosting in here. There is a thinning of the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world that starts at Halloween and goes until the beginning of December, towards the end of the year. So if you think about it, around this time of year, this is when people commit suicides. This is when people get depressed. This is when all these different things are happening. Okay. It's because there is an energy around these times of the year. And traditionally, this is where I'm brought up Christian, we don't touch that. Like MC Hammer, don't touch this. Don't touch it. And so because we don't touch it, we're like babes in the woods. We're out here. We don't know what's going on. We just know, oh, that must be demonic. We just going to leave that alone. Don't touch that. Don't look over there. And Halloween, I'm just going to go in my house, turn the light out so don't nobody come. And that's it. But we have to stop doing that. We have to acknowledge that we are spiritual beings. And so if there's a veil, a thinning between physical and spiritual reality at a certain point in time, whether you believe it or not, look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a theologian or a numerologian or anything else. But I have found in my experience that there are certain times of the month where people act a fool. And, and I never knew why. I'll be like, sometimes somebody's just, acting crazy. You don't know why. I'm like, one day in particular, it was a new moon and people at work were really nutting up. I was like, what is wrong with them? And it's because you're being impacted by these forces, the energies, but you don't even know what's going on with you. You just know you don't feel right. You just know you're mad for some reason. You just know you got an attitude. But the reality is that there are energies. So we have to be aware. So what does that have to do with Halloween, Crystal? And how is that supposed to help a sister out or a guy out? Here's the thing. So that was my second point about there being a thinning of the veil between. So here's the thing. Is that when these energy cycles come up, like the full moon, like times like Halloween, okay, there are energies that are negative that can come up in you and you don't understand why. You're mad, you're angry, you're jealous. All these things are coming up. But the reason they're coming up is so that you can deal with them. So it is true with Halloween. Yeah, it's creepy and scary. Why? Because people's negative energy and negative attitudes actually are emphasized more during this time of year. Like it really is something about it. You weren't crazy. Yes, it really is something about that Halloween. It really is. But this is what you have to do. Especially if you know people who might be depressed or might be, even suicidal. The thing that's scary about suicide is that, you don't know what's going on in somebody's head at all. But here's the thing. If we understand what's happening, we can do a better job of dealing with it in the right way so that it serves us and is not detrimental. So what am I talking about? This is what you need to do. This is my this is my assessment based on my understanding. Is when you have those feelings, like say, for example, I'm trying to think of an example in my own life where, there have been times where I've just felt unworthy. Like last month, I just felt like, what is wrong with me? Why, am I feeling this way? I was feeling a lot of things. And so I just, instead of, usually when something comes up like that, you're like, girl, you need to pray. That's just the devil trying to get in your mind. You need to ignore that stuff. Don't pay no attention to that. Just pray. Well, listen, I'm not against prayer. I understand that. But what we need to do is we need to understand that wherever there is an emotion, behind that emotion is a belief that's causing you to experience that emotion. So here's what you need to do. You need to take that emotion and ask yourself this question. What would I have to be believing right now to feel the way I'm feeling right now? So let's take an example. Say it's somebody who, is contemplating suicide. They're getting words in their head that say things like, you're not worthy. Nobody needs you. Nobody loves you. Why are you even here? Like, what's going on with you? Who do you think you are? Your family don't love you. Nobody cares. Okay. The first mistake we make is we don't understand that every thought that comes in your mind doesn't belong to you. We think that we are our body or our mind, so we're confused. Every thought that comes to a person is not that person. So when you get those thoughts, you have to say, okay, oh man, I'm feeling really stressed out. I just am so emotional. I'm so upset. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is what you have to ask yourself. What would I have to believe about myself to feel these emotions of lack of worthiness, etc.? And what you'll find is you say, well, nobody loves me. That's a lie. You know that there is a God who is all that is, whatever you believe God to be, that is unconditional love. So if nobody else on the planet loves you, God or all that is loves you. So that's a lie. So you can just smack that thought down. It bubbles up, you deal with it, and then it's gone. You don't have to deal with that anymore. But if you keep pressing it, packing it back, blaming it on the devil, blaming it on demons or whatever, then it's just going to be right there waiting on you to pop up when you least expect it. But if you let that emotion and that feeling bubble up and you say, oh, wait a minute, that is kind of stupid. Yeah, God loves me at least. Okay. What do you mean? Oh, I'm not worthy. Well, what do you mean not worthy? Do you have a job? Do you have any skill at all? Can you talk? Can you read? If you can read, you can go up to the elementary school and be a celebrity reader. So everybody has worth. Let me tell you, you wouldn't be here if you didn't have worth, right? So this is what we need to do. I know it seems like I'm off topic, but really my point is when these Halloween energies come up, what you need to do is let whatever you're feeling come up, but deal with it. Don't think it's something wrong with you. Don't think it's something, that you're not worth. Don't entertain those thoughts in the sense of thinking that they're real or true. Test them, test the spirits, and see if it's really some basis for that. And chances are it's not going to be, because everyone is worthy. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone is here for a reason. Everyone is loved. There's a conspiracy going on right now for your general love and benefit on the planet. The conspiracy is to do you good. I usually am the one who's causing the problems to interfere with the good that is intended to me. But there is a conspiracy going on for you to experience good. So anyway, that's why I want to share how to make the most out of Halloween. That didn't even sound like it, did it? But how to make that what's best out of Halloween is to embrace the fact, it's one, to relax about it, because it's not a big deal in the sense of, the way I used to make it a big deal, like, ooh, it's not. The second thing is to understand that there is a change in energy that comes about at this time of the year. October 31st is a Halloween. It is a holiday, so to speak, that it is a time period where there is a thinning between the spiritual and the physical world. So you might feel a little spooked, a little weird, a little stuff might be bothering you, people tripping. That's normal. That's to be expected, but we don't know it's to be expected because we've been conditioned by our religion to not look at those things and to kind of turn the other way and to blame them on other stuff. But I say embrace that energy and understand that you are a spiritual being, and then take that and let it bubble up and deal with it. Ask yourself, what would I have to believe in order to believe in order to feel this thing I'm feeling that's all jacked up? Question yourself, keep a journal about it, and deal with it and move on. And let's save some people in that way. Pass this along and help people through this time period. Know that people may be experiencing and going through things right now that they would never even share with you, that you wouldn't even know. My heart breaks for the ministers who commit suicide and the people who lost people at this time of year because they don't understand how to operate in this energy. So that's the point of my man, that seemed like a really long one. But anyway, that was a point of what I wanted to share. And definitely, look, I understand, like for me, this journey, it's really been interesting. Like once I got past the woo-woo and feeling like, oh, I can't do that. I remember years ago being exposed to some of these concepts and going, oh, no. But, I opened up and a lot of these things make sense and they make life so much easier. And they don't conflict with your religious text at all. So just wanted to share that today. I hope you had a wonderful Monday. Let's make the most out of Halloween. Let's deal with those negative energies that may be coming up that we haven't dealt with in the past, and release that baggage so that you can live the life that you are destined to live of prosperity and abundance and love and peace, all the things that we all want to enjoy. So, and then if you need some help just on a day-to-day mind hack, you need to hack that mind. I have a list of 29 tips that you can use to manage your mind and to show up bigger and stronger every day in your life. So if you want that, message me. I'm happy to share that with you. Definitely share my video if it's helpful for you. I would love for you to share, and have a great evening. Bye now.